The newest season of Netflix's Squid Game takes a chilling dive into the depths of human nature. Imagine waking up one morning with $1 billion in your account, just because you happen to be on the 8th floor, the top floor, in a twisted game of survival. This is the reality for one woman. While everything in this game costs 10 times its usual price, the woman on the 8th floor indulges in luxury. A mattress, and a blanket, a microfiber one, and a portable toilet too. No more to spend. Her meals are lavish spreads of 12 different dishes, a stark contrast to the meager portions given to those on the lower floors. Unbeknownst to her, her bubble bath water is the only water available to everyone below her. The next day, the other players are shocked to see the disparity between the floors. While the woman on the 8th floor earns over 30,000 won per minute, the amount dwindles with each descending floor. 8,000 won on the 5th floor, 3,000 won on the 3rd, and a measly 2,000 won on the 2nd. However, the 6th floor rejoices with their 13,000 won, and the 7th floor enjoys a more substantial 21,000 won. Confusion reigns until a bespectacled man on the 7th floor, through astute observation, reveals the pattern. And the 8th floor should get exactly 340,000 won. How do you know? Did you just calculate the numbers in your head? No. If you think about the prize money going from the 1st to the 8th floor, there's a pattern. The prize money for each floor follows the Fibonacci sequence, a famous mathematical pattern. While this discovery adds another layer of intrigue, the players are still clueless about the organizers' true intentions. As they explore their individual rooms, another stark difference becomes apparent. The room sizes decrease with each descending floor. By the time they reach the 1st floor, the players can barely stand upright. The man on the 1st floor laments his initial excitement over earning 1 million won per minute, now realizing the vast difference between his earnings and those of the higher floors. Meanwhile, oblivious to the growing tension, the woman on the 8th floor erupts in laughter. I love the look on your faces. That little, what? No one's in the wrong here. It's not like we picked the higher floors on purpose. Today's cardio is done. The man on the 7th floor quickly diffuses the situation, reminding everyone that their best chance lies in extending the game's duration, as that's the only way to maximize their potential earnings. With only 29 hours left on the clock, hunger pangs strike, reminding everyone of another pressing issue: food. As they head back to the 8th floor to eat, a question from the 2nd floor casts a shadow over their temporary truce. How much of the food will they leave for the lower floors? The gravity of the situation sinks in. The food is distributed downwards, starting from the 8th floor. Again, the man on the 7th floor proposes a seemingly fair solution. Each floor takes only one serving to prevent anyone from going hungry. Any leftovers can be eaten by those who are still hungry on the 1st floor, fostering a sense of unity and shared struggle. However, their attempt at fairness is short-lived. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? We only have 15 minutes left. Panic erupts as the players realize the timer has drastically reduced from several hours to a mere 15 minutes. The culprit, the woman on the 8th floor, who has been nonchalantly shopping in the game's designated area, oblivious to the dwindling time. Their anger is met with indifference. Which one looks better? She didn't buy them with time, did she? The woman justifies her actions, stating, "Because if I do, I can't wear them out here. I want to wear them out here." As the confrontation escalates, the woman points towards the timer, claiming she knows how to extend their time. Her solution: climbing stairs. Desperation pushes the group to follow her lead, frantically running up and down the stairs as the timer ticks away. But the clock shows no mercy, continuing its countdown despite their efforts. Just when all hope seems lost, a miracle happens. The timer resets to 24 hours. This leads the group to believe they've cracked a hidden rule. Climbing stairs extends their time. Exhausted but determined, they spend the following days relentlessly climbing, their bodies pushed to the limit by the constant physical exertion and meager food rations. I don't even feel like I've eaten. To conserve energy and resources, they devise a new plan, dividing into two groups, A and B. Only those who participate in the stair climbing frenzy get to eat 2 portions of food, while the rest survive on a single serving. It's their version of no pain, no gain. The system, however, is far from perfect. The man on the 1st floor, with a limp, struggles to keep up with the demanding pace, requiring frequent breaks. One day, their efforts prove futile as the timer remains unchanged. The tension boils over, with the 6th floor confronting the man on the 1st floor. Wipe that smile off your face and get to work. We're not gaining any time because of you. The situation escalates towards violence, but the woman on the second floor intervenes, seemingly chastising the sixth floor for his behavior. Despite the intervention, the incident leaves a crack in their fragile alliance. Later that night, the player on the third floor stumbles upon a disturbing sight. The conveyor belt, usually used for delivering food, is overflowing with bags of excrement. A knock on the door reveals the reason behind this unsavory delivery. Something fell, right? I thought it was food, but they sent down poop bags. Oh my god. First floor said to send them down. I've given it some thought. Since I'm not great at climbing stairs, and people keep filling in for me, I thought we'd be even if you all sent down your waste bags to me. Really? The man on the first floor, unable to contribute to the stair climbing due to his condition, has volunteered his room as a repository for everyone's waste. The third floor player, understanding the situation, reluctantly adds his bag to the growing pile. With the food and waste situation seemingly resolved, the group settles into a routine. However, the irregular nature of the time extensions continues to baffle them. The 7th floor player notices inconsistencies in the added time despite their consistent efforts. One instance sees the timer increase by 10 minutes while everyone is either eating or resting, further deepening the mystery. Another day, the woman on the second floor runs tirelessly, only to find the timer unmoved. Is the game demanding even more physical exertion? Frustration reaches its peak when the woman on the 8th floor decides to stop participating altogether. I'm over this. I'm sorry. What? I'm not doing this anymore. It's not fun anymore. Good luck, you three. Just shut up and do it. For her, the entire ordeal appears to be a game. The woman on the second floor explodes, arguing that having enjoyed the privileges of the top floor, the woman on the 8th floor should contribute more than anyone else. However, the 8th floor woman counters with a confident smirk, suggesting that it's the players on the lower floors who should be working harder. She argues that by purchasing items using the shared time, those on the higher floors, whose time is more valuable, are actually contributing more. Technically, if we're using time to buy items, aren't those on the top floors paying far more than you guys? After all, time is money here. Isn't wrong. An hour is only worth 1.2 million won on the second floor, but worth a whopping 20.4 million won for the 8th floor. Silence descends upon the group as they grapple with this unexpected perspective. The woman on the 8th floor does have a point. Meanwhile, the 6th floor observes that despite their consistent speed, the added time varies. Another day ends with the players demoralized, the timer refusing to budge despite their strenuous efforts. Yet, just as they resign themselves to defeat, the timer unexpectedly grants them an additional 20 minutes. They convince themselves it's a delayed reward for their efforts, reigniting their hope in the stair climbing strategy. But their hopes are shattered the next morning as they discover the timer has been drastically reduced to a mere half hour. The realization that the time they gained wasn't a delayed reward throws them into a frenzy of panic. As they desperately resume their stair climbing routine, tragedy strikes. The woman on the 4th floor collapses, her body racked by seizures. The 5th floor woman, a former nurse, immediately recognizes the symptoms: epileptic seizure. She urgently requests medication, phenytoin. However, their attempt to secure the medication is thwarted by the 6th floor man who physically blocks their path. His chilling logic: epilepsy only harms the brain, but using up time for medication puts their entire game at risk. You're not even human. Don't get in my fucking way. A brawl erupts as the 5th floor woman desperately tries to reach the phone to call for medication. The 3rd floor man joins the fight and in the chaos, manages to grab the phone while the 2nd floor woman, along with others, subdue the 6th floor man. Finally, he can request medication. We need medicine for epilepsy. Phenytoin. Their struggle is met with a chilling response. A burst of mocking laughter. A wave of anger washes over the players as they realize they're being watched. They're suffering a source of amusement for unseen observers. Don't you all see that? 40 hours. The woman on the 8th floor points towards the timer, revealing a shocking truth. The timer has increased, not because of their stair climbing but because of their struggle, their pain, their raw display of desperation. The numerous surveillance cameras lining the walls confirm their worst fears. They are entertainment for someone, their lives mere playthings in a twisted game. The chilling realization is quickly overshadowed by the arrival of the medication. As the 4th floor woman receives treatment, The gravity of their situation sinks in. The group gathers, the events of the day, the seizure, the nosebleed, the brawl, replaying in their minds like a grotesque comedy act. The fifth-floor woman wonders aloud, is this the key to earning more time? Are they meant to entertain their captors? The fourth-floor woman recoils at the thought, what? With my seizure? I doubt it would be that. I think we need to come up with something entertaining. The seventh-floor man, ever the strategist, takes charge, suggesting they devise entertaining acts to appease their unseen audience. The first to volunteer is the seventh-floor man himself. He pulls out a flute and, to everyone's surprise, begins to play it with his nose. The room erupts in applause. The sound of genuine amusement, a stark contrast to the ever-present tension. As if by magic, the timer rewards their laughter, adding over 20 hours to their countdown. Their celebration is short-lived as the seventh-floor man reminds them of another pressing issue, their exit strategy. When will they leave this twisted game? An uncomfortable silence falls over the room. Everyone wants to earn as much as possible, but how much is enough? The seventh-floor man argues that money holds no value if they don't get to spend it. The fourth-floor woman suspects the higher floors, earning more, are the ones eager to leave. The fifth-floor woman quickly interjects, proposing that the first-floor player, earning the least, should have the final say. They should persevere until he decides to leave. How much will be enough for you? There's no pressure. I want to make 1 billion won. The first-floor man finally reveals his goal, 1 billion won. But his words hold a hidden weight, a desperation that belies his simple answer. It becomes clear that even with 1 billion won, he may never truly leave this place. He harbors a secret, a burden too heavy to share. The fourth-floor woman calculates that reaching 1 billion won will take approximately 75 days, a little over 2 months. By then, the others will have accumulated significantly more, 20 billion for the second floor, 30 billion for the third, 130 billion for the sixth, 210 billion for the seventh, and a staggering 340 billion for the eighth. With a shared goal, their resolve strengthens. The next day, the woman on the fifth floor earned another 10 hours. The sixth floor impressed with the display of strength-breaking bricks with bare hands. The clock only added 15 hours. The second floor woman showcases her agility, earning them 17 hours with a single, well-executed strike. As the performances continue, the pressure mounts on the third floor man, who has no act prepared. The fourth floor woman, despite her lack of singing talent, bravely belts out a tune, earning them a meager 1 hour and 50 minutes. Come on, don't be like that. Give us more time. Pretty please. Kisses. Her pleas fall on deaf ears. The unseen observers remaining unmoved. Panic grips the third floor man. His act even worse than the fourth floor woman's. However, the first floor man, the quiet observer, steps up for his turn. Dressed as a clown, he delivers a performance that leaves everyone speechless, his comedic timing and unexpected talent captivating their attention. By the end of his act, the timer reflects their amusement, an astounding 30 hours added. All eyes turn to the 8th floor woman, their last hope for a substantial time boost. However, she simply states that the 7th floor man, a man of principle, is her target. If I don't have to do it here, I want to do it in my room. Do you want to sleep with me? What do you mean? You heard me. Sex. 8th floor, this is a talent show. Talent shows are where we show off what we're good at. No? I'm amazing at it. I decline. The 7th floor man, maintaining his composure, politely declines her offer. The 8th floor woman, undeterred, turns her attention to the 3rd floor man, her seductive gaze a clear invitation. The stage is set, the tension palpable. What lengths will they go to survive? What lines are they willing to cross as the clock continues its relentless countdown?